Okay, how we doing, everybody? Be loading in here shortly. Um, Thanks for viewing. Today we're going to start off with um, the October 2020 Promotion Award Ceremony. Be kicking off here at about 10, 11 mics. Give myself a like. Okay. Hmm. Wondering why it's not picking up my game. Hey, there we go. Alright, moving to the company channel here.
Wow, Greg, what a joy killer.
Lock it up. Combat mic. Sir, first platoon is all present and accounted for.
All right, cool. All right, got a couple minutes here. Okay. Kind of formed early today, gentlemen. I like it. Everybody hear me just fine? Get on shouting. There you go. How about in the back? All right.
Private Ann Lee reported in.
Well, you better hurry up. This party those.
All right.
Yeah, South Corner.
Wait for these last stragglers to jump in. We still got 5 mics, so cover a little bit of while we got those last couple joining in here. So some of the October schools want to call those out, as usually we want to have excellent participation in those. So October schools that we got running this month, we have land navigation coming up October 8th. We then have another combat lifesaver course October 15th, and then ending the month with an air assault, which is one of those schools that come around, once every other month, once a quarter. October 24th. So I'd take a look at those school signups. They're the advanced training section of our forums on our website, and really figure out, make sure you qualify, make sure that you are a part of those. As I said, some of those don't come around very often. One of the staples that we'll be kind of pushing in our unit is that land navigation. It's going to be a requirement to be land nav qualified for the most part. Know how to use your compass. It's not, you don't just get a GPS all the time and know your exact location. So learning the terrain features, pace counts, your direction, azimuths, how to identify an area just by looking from where you're at and comparing it to a map is vital. But also, as I said, it's going to be a requirement to complete that course to, for the most part, qualify for a lot of our other advanced schools like Airborne, Ranger, Air Assault. Those courses do require a land navigation qualification. Ideally, land nav is something that is introduced in basic training in the real military. Obviously, for sake of time, this is land nav's a little bit more in depth, definitely when you are teaching the vast adversity that we have. We have people that have only used Google Maps to get from A to B. So we will be pushing that a little bit more. I believe we plan on a monthly course of that, if that's correct, Sergeant Brock.
Yes, sir.
So, along with, I believe, Combat Lifesaver is also going to be a very frequented course. They can be run more. Just basically, Sergeant Brock, as the NCOIC of FIG, will, for the most part, making that determination with his staffing and just in general. So, running up on one mic. So if you're loading in, just fall into the formation in the back, and we will kind of get this kicked off here. So some of you in this beautiful earth that we have here is going into the fall months. Some of you, however, are coming into the summer months. That's pretty unique, and I was thinking about that earlier today. Thinking that, I woke up and I was freezing. It's 40-some degrees where I live. And then I believe, Lambert, I know you're one that's going into the summer months, correct? Being in the southern hemisphere.
Yes, sir.
So there, in good old Australia, the spiders and the snakes wake up. So good luck with that. I'll take the fall months to where I could just pack on layers and be fine. Let's see. We actually have a good sized list today. Some other notes that I wanted to share here quickly, pertaining to a couple items that came up on our command staff meeting earlier this month, or I guess end of September. CID, under the leadership of Corporal Toplek, has been working with command staff, Lieutenant Lambert, along with all the other uniform updaters, for processing new MOS-specific templates to our uniforms. That's something that after this ceremony, as we all put in our new requests, whether we got a new badge, new award, new promotion, we're going to start transitioning to. So what that means is that it's more MOS related. Currently right now, if you look at our uniform template, if you don't have it on your uniform, like most of us 11 Bravos, 11 Alphas, have still airborne, or not airborne, pilot wings, crew chief wings, that are kind of grayed out in our uniform. And honestly, with our current MOS, we will never ever get. So for the most part, they take up room on our uniforms and make it a little clutter. CID kind of identified this and did outstanding with coming up with a MOS specific. So if you are an 11 Bravo, you're infantry or a combat lifesaver, your uniform is this way. It only shows you what you can potentially get on that uniform. If you are a pilot, it shows you what you can get. Like pilots, unlike the infantry side of things, pilots get their pilot badges. They also qualify for combat action badges versus the infantry side of this unit, the 11 Bravos, qualify for combat infantry badges. So action versus infantry. So that's what these MOSs do. There's specific ones for our medics, because same thing, you don't get a combat infantry or a combat action, you get a combat medical. So that's something that's pretty sweet that's coming out here in the month of October. A lot of hard work, a lot of dedication from the CID team, from our leadership there all the way down to just our uniform updaters in general. I know quite a few soldiers in CID put a lot of hours into making all these templates, making sure that we got them right. I know myself, I threw some curveballs in there by saying, all right, well, this is the time, let's add this medal in, as we announced last month with the adding of like the NATO ribbon that we announced last month. And then also I believe there was one in there that just got missed over time. So that was something that's coming out from CID. Another one coming out of COE under Staff Sergeant Drake's leadership. We are going to start in the month of October here trialing and pushing towards a Steam mod workshop, and looking more into that. Getting away from potentially Arma Sync. I know Sergeant Drake has been doing a lot of research, talking to our sister unit, the 173rd uses Steam Workshop, kind of working out the pros and cons of what would be smoother and easier on ourselves as a command group whenever a mod comes out, a mod update comes out, but then also our keeping things up to date, things running smoothly, version mismatches. If it's all done right there on Steam, it's pretty well right away. There were some cons that we covered during the command staff meeting, but more to follow on that. I know Sergeant Drake has going to be posting a good chunk of stuff about what I believe right now. Staff Sergeant, quote me if I'm wrong, but we have it activated or going to be activating on our R&R server, kind of as the test period, to ensure that we get all the kinks out before we officially make the big move. So.
Hey, friend, it's live starting today, so we did the filing touches today.
Beautiful. All right. And then one of the other notes that I have, which we could wait for it a little bit, but I don't think it's any surprise. Sergeant Grigg who's currently our squad leader of 2nd Squad, is currently going to be transitioning into the platoon medic position. He was also one of the qualifying soldiers that took the combat medic course in the month of September here. In replace of him is a long-standing soldier, Sergeant Grigg. So you got Sergeant Greg and Sergeant Grigg moving locations and positions, which then obviously opened up an FTL slot, which I believe then the platoon or the squad medic transition into with Toplex, so to take that FTL slot. So we do have a little bit of switch up there, knowing that I remember when we opened 3rd Squad Spartans. In the history of 3rd Squad Spartans, one of the long-standing SLs that we listed in there was Sergeant Grigg. So knowing that what he brings to his technically 2nd Squad now, but then just the outstanding leadership that he is capable of providing. So big hooah to him, and also Sergeant Greg for filling the needed platoon medic role, as the more medics the better in my opinion. So hooah. Alright. So, without further ado, we'll jump into the October formation notes here. As I said, I don't know what I got. Five pages worth. So, a new record, I think, in awarding one medal, which we'll get to. But we have 8 people receiving a pretty high medal in general, and it's one of those that is based off leadership, so it's pretty awesome. But we'll get there, so a little teaser there. First off, let me get, I always slide out the name, but Cola, Purdy, and Brennan post. All right, go ahead, center yourself on me. There you go. All right, Bellface. Oh, my hand's still up. Get down. There you go. So these 3 soldiers, with Cole in front of you here, are hereby being awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. So those that don't know, this is for donating in the last 30 days of the calendar month of September. PFC here actually is one that has donated more than Pretty, which I think, I don't know if Pretty is going to allow that to happen here in the month of October. At least what he told me, I don't know. But Cola here also donated $300 in the month of September to our unit. A humongous donation that came through. I mean, that almost pays our unit box or our dedicated box for 2 months just off of that alone. So big thank you to him. Also, we have Purdy that donated $180 in the calendar month of September. So both of these soldiers qualify for a V device attached to their Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. Anything over that $100 is how you qualify for that V device. But then also we have Chief Brennan, who's our commander of our 3 cab. He'd put in $50 for the month, which also qualified him for the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. So in the month of September, we came almost to what we did in the month of August, which was $550. We came up $530 donated from our troops and soldiers. I was able this last week to go through our financial statements. I was a couple months behind, but that is something that's visible that we have on our website near the donation area, so you can kind of see what our current unit balance is, what that money spent towards in the transaction tabs, and then that way it's just 100% transparent. You know, donations don't go into my pocket, I can guarantee that, and it's something that we, you know, constantly keep pushing for better things for our unit. Dedicated boxes. At some time, whenever we get a I guess there's no such thing as extra money, but whenever we feel comfortable that we can, if no donations came in for an X amount of time, um, we'd be able to start doing some raffles and donating to some military charities as well is something that we like to do. We are partnered with the military gamers charity, MVG, if you haven't noticed that on our website. So that's also a thing that helps the U.S. military. But a big thank you to these soldiers. I mean, being able to have that ability as a gaming unit is something pretty special. So, and it wouldn't be without soldiers like this in front of you. So, hooah.
Well,
All right, Bellface. Thanks again, PFC. Call back in. All right. Next up, this is actually a pretty big list. So we have Lambert, Grigg, Brock, Skanar, Abel, Tuplek, Tucci, Moose, Vandenberg, Purdy, Sanders, and Simpkins. Go ahead, post. So basically, almost the entire platoon fall forward now. You'll probably have to make two ranks. There you go. If not, almost three. Holy crap. Okay. Beautiful. That went together pretty well. All right, Bellface. All right. So this pretty much platoon here is hereby being awarded the Good Conduct Medal. So the Good Conduct Medal, for those that are new, is something that is awarded out every 3 months of service in our unit for good conduct, meaning no AWOL lapses, you're TPRing when you can't be here, you are mustering in, you're reporting in weekly with no, because obviously your status on our rosters go AWOL after a certain amount of days past reporting in. It's supposed to be every 7 days. And then just generally good conduct, meaning no disciplinary actions, no reprimands, no coachings, things like that. So big hooah to these soldiers. It's something that we can get up to 4 times a year if we play our cards right and we're here honoring our commitments, doing what we say we're going to do. So congratulations and hooah. All right. Bellface. All right, fall back in. All right. Do I have a private Blazer here? Is he present?
He's not present, sir.
Copy. All right. Private Blazer is a new enlistee to our unit. He is hereby being awarded the National Defense Service Medal for serving in the United States Navy. The National Defense is awarded to anybody that has served in their nation's military. So you'll have to prove, in the United States, we have the ability to look that up through all our databases. Veterans like myself, others that are in the unit can also look those up. Foreign nations, we just need a little bit more documentation sent confidentially to myself, and we'll be able to get that verified. So if you've served and didn't know about that, put that in. I mean, it's for serving your nation's military. Signing that blank check, payable with your life. So, and that's something that's pretty honorable in our nation and in our unit. We want to make sure that we shed some light on those soldiers. So, hooah. All right. Next up, go ahead and get me Purdy, Vandenberg, Moose, and Carey. Post. All right. Bellface. All right, these soldiers, we have Moose and Vandenberg in front of us right now. So I'll read their citations last. But so for Purdy, Specialist Purdy has done an outstanding job recruiting multiple soldiers and completing many new soldier orientations after his return from a leave of absence. This soldier has currently enlisted 4 new soldiers during one orientation in the month of September. we then have Carrie for outstanding work in FIG, joining Force Improvement Group 3 months ago as an RSO. Specialist Carrie, now a DI, has served at numerous OSETs, so one station unit trainings, leading trainees through qualifying instruction in basic training and AIT phases. Specialist Carrie also serves as an instructor in our first combat lifesaving course of 2020, breaking ground as FIG's beginning reopening a number of basic and advanced courses. His dedication to service and work to improve the combat unit's effectiveness stand in line with the highest standards of FIG. So these two soldiers that I just read their citation is being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal, so the JSAM. And now we'll get on to our soldiers that are here. Vandenberg, Specialist Vandenberg has shown his ability to be a great asset to recruiting and retention. This soldier proudly completes several orientations monthly, always being the first recruiter to assign himself an application that is requiring of a recruiter. Specialist Vandenberg proudly serves the recruiting and retention office on a daily basis. And then we have Specialist Moose for exceptional work in FIG. As an FIG cadre, Specialist Moose has continued to develop himself and bring added value to our OSET and other trainings. He has repeatedly stepped up to lead OSET during non-standard hours to ensure trainees with scheduling conflicts are able to complete their training. After completing the recent Combat Lifesaver course, he trained further to serve as an instructor in 2 later Combat Lifesaver courses. His dedication to the mission and his work for the benefit of the unit stands as an example of excellence in FIG. So again, these two soldiers are hereby being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal, the JSAM, for the work through DMOSs. These are really great citations to read, seeing that the work that is being done and the work that is being put into the administrative side of our unit. That's why there's solely awards and medals that are only given for excellence in that side of the unit. It's not exactly the flashy side. It's not the side that you get to go and run, gun, and die and play the video game. And it shows dedication. It takes dedication, I should say, and it takes commitment to be able to have soldiers do this on their own time and make sure that it benefits the unit on both sides. Recruiting and retention and FIG are extremely important factors to our unit. We can't bring people in, and we surely can't train them the way we need them without these soldiers. So a big hua to these two in front of us, and then all 4. Hua. Alright, about face. Thanks again, Specialist. Alright, fall back in. I don't see him here. So we have Corporal Toplek, which I believe is not currently in formation. Corporal Toplek is hereby being awarded the Joint Service Commendation Medal. Hey, he's on our stream. Hey, Toplek. Over the past couple months, Corporal Toplek has dedicated so many hours in the Combat Imaging and Documentation DMOS, so CID. This soldier has created several new types of PAO school banners, FIG school banners, including creation and development of our next CID uniform template, which provides many new features recently, and including the new NATO medal and to the DSSM. So as I mentioned this in the opening notes about our new CID uniforms coming out on the launch of today, and this goes towards his leadership, his dedication to CID. When he took that slot in CID as the NCOIC, he was fairly new to the unit, but then also new to CID in general. And it's something that his leadership, his dedication, has really gone above the call needed. He asks questions. He leans on other soldiers as well. That's inside his DMOS, inside CID. So, it's a sign of a true leader. And to go above and beyond, you're being awarded the Joint Service Commendation Medal. So, congratulations, Corporal Toplek. Hua. I guess Lambert post. All right, Buffets. All right, good old lieutenant here. If I recall, let me look here quick because I have September ceremony. I think this is month 2 for him. 2 months in a row, which being the OIC of RRO, I should say. I hope so. But he's hereby being awarded the Humanitarian Service Medal for achieving 60 votes in 30 days via clan lists. So this is something that we're putting a little bit more emphasis on, right? We all know that there's that little vote, clan rank, I think it says up top, or unit, whatever rank, or visits. What's it say exactly? I just click it every day, so I don't know. Yeah, so that number, we want that number to be 1 every single day. And the only way to do that is all of us click it and hit vote, it takes us to, it opens up another tab. Before it used to just open up inside our window, but our website wanted to be our website and throw some curveballs, but we worked around it, we persevered. But voting daily is big. You can vote twice. Twice a time is tracked, but 1 per device technically in your household. So that's on your computer, on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad, whatever. But if you vote 60 times or 2 times a day for 30 days straight, it'll show us on your profile. And then we're able to hopefully award you the Humanitarian Service Medal. That's a medal that we introduced, I think, 2 months ago, back in June or July, maybe August, but one of those, time flies, about kind of just extreme dedicating your time. Previous ones, I know Sergeant Brock was extremely close to getting it again this month. I know Sergeant Grigg was a prior recipient last month of it as well. It's tough. I've been trying, and I'm still only like sometimes in the 40s, 50s at best, because you just forget, or you vote once and you don't even think to vote on your phone. So it shows a lot of dedication. Do note though that these go into the recommendations also when you're going up against promotion board or just general promotions. To show excellence, even to get PFC, if we're showing that you're voting 0 times, really it's not hard to at least always be in the 10s. Even at minimum, we're on here Saturday and Sunday, 4 days a week. So that's 8 times of voting, at least once during the weekend, or twice during the weekends, a Saturday and Sunday. At least have 8 votes a month, or in 30 days, is kind of like the standard, I guess you can say. So we want to try to keep pushing that, get our unit up there in the rankings every single day, because it resets at midnight and we drop back down. It's not one that continues, it's an everyday thing. So I beg of you, RRO begs of you. We have soldiers sitting in this formation that found us via clan lists, and it was because we were towards the top of that list. And we have dedicated team, and one thing that our unit does is we execute. So please hit that vote button daily. But we also want to award Lieutenant here for doing an outstanding job with it. So, congrats. All right, about face. Follow that again. All right. I'm lagging a little bit. There we go. All right. So next up, go ahead and get me Brock post. All right, about face. All right, Sergeant Brock here, as we know, holds multiple hats in our unit. Not only is he our very first squad leader, leading from the front as a combat leader, is extremely stressful at times, takes a lot of dedication, but then Sergeant Brock also holds as I mentioned earlier, one of our DMOS NCOIC positions, which in our unit is a very vital one with Force Improvement Group. So he showed a lot of dedication in the time that he's been in our unit thus far. So it's with an honor that I get to promote him to Staff Sergeant today. So he'll be promoted to the grade and rank of E6, serve in a Staff Sergeant role, becoming more of a medium level NCO, but then also one that leads from the front and inspires excellence in everything he does. He holds himself accountable. He holds his soldiers accountable. And that's what a good NCO does. He went up against our promotion boards this last month of September, and once again just rocked the Staff Sergeant rank promotion board. So big hooah to him, and congratulations. Hooah. All right. Bellface. Congrats, Staff Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all back in. All right, next up, go ahead, get me Sam, Lucky, Skits, and Mullins. Post. All right, Bellface. Alright, so these 4 soldiers completed our airborne school at our sister unit, 173rd, in the month of September. So being first-time jumpers, they are hereby being awarded their basic airborne wings. So this is one of the, staples of kind of a lot of our training. We love doing airborne. It's something outside of our scope of practice of what we do as an infantry-based unit. We're the 3rd Infantry Division. We don't have airborne in our name. It's not something that we do frequently in our operations. But being infantry, it's something that we could and do qualify to do, go to airborne school. So it's one of those courses that comes around. We do have it ourselves that we host sporadically. And then we also have a sister unit, the 173rd, which is an airborne unit that hosts it, I believe, monthly. And then we get invited over when they have slots open available to us, as communicated. So this is a course that, if you haven't already, check out the requirements to attend. I can tell you that land navigation is one of those requirements, along with a plethora of other things, to make sure that you're an active soldier. And we're going to send our best soldiers over to a sister unit to kind of show them how the 3rd ID does it. So a big hoo to these soldiers for jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. Oh. Bellface. Congrats. Fall back in. Let's see, what do we got left? All right, so we got Klein, Gomez, Venn, and Orsini? How do you say that name? I think he's on LOA now, so luckily he's not here to hear me slaughter his name.
Private Orsini, sir.
Orsini, okay. So these, I don't think any of these soldiers are here. Oh, I see Klein. Klein's at least in TeamSpeak. Go ahead, post up here. And Vin, all right. All right, Bellface. All right. So these 4 soldiers, the 2 standing in front of you, are hereby being awarded their Combat Infantry Badge Stage 1. So to be awarded the stage, any stage in our Combat Infantry Badges, it's per operation that we participate in. So these soldiers, generally the soldiers nowadays that are being awarded the Infantry Badge Stage 1 are generally lower enlisted, newer soldiers to our unit. The month of September was their first combat action in our unit in a combat environment, not a training setting. So it's one of those that, it's pretty large. It shows that you are a combat vet, that you've taken on some stressful times, some fire over your heads, and it's one of those that is highly regarded in the Royal Military. So congratulations and welcome. All right, Bellface. All right. fall back in. Oh. Next up, go ahead, get me Abel and Chuchi. Post. All right, Buffus. All right, these two soldiers are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of E5 Sergeant. Both these soldiers completed their promotion board in the month of September. Again, passing with flying colors. You know, when we have true leaders, true soldiers that care, true soldiers that educate themselves, that push themselves, it shows in their leadership style, in their ability to, you know, to inspire the soldiers around them. So here we have two dedicated NCOs to our unit that I'm sure you've seen their name around a lot of things. You know, they inspire just by being present. So a big hoo to them, and congratulations on receiving that third stripe and becoming sergeants in the United States military. Hoo. All right. Bellface. Congratulations, Sarge.
Thank you, sir.
All right, fall back in. All right, go ahead, get me Moose and Carrie. Post. All right, Bellface. All right, so Specialist Moose here will no longer be called Specialist. He is leaving that that coveted rank that we call the E4 or Specialist Mafia. You know, he will be now known as a Corporal. He's hereby being promoted to the grand rank of E4A Corporal. He has entered the NCO Corps. So to get into this role, just to be an NCO in our unit, you have to lead people. You have to be in a leadership role, meaning Specialist Moose here, now Corporal Moose, is a fire team leader or above. So to get into that NCO role, not only do you have to hold that slot, you also have to pass the boards, as we mentioned. Those promotion boards can be frightening at times. You get thrown a lot of questions. The president of the board is Staff Sergeant Drake. He's one that makes sure that it is difficult, and each one he's tweaking to make it even more in-depth, more engaged, and seriously more hard. Just so that we get the best quality NCOs in our unit, leading our unit. Because as we increase our NCO Corps ability, standard of our NCO Corps, it increases our unit. The NCOs are what run this unit. Our NCOs are the ones that are selected then for the potential officer slot as they come around. But it's one of those that is an extremely highly coveted position, and we want to make sure that we have the highest quality of soldier in these slots. So, and these two soldiers with Corporal Moose, Corporal Carey, fit that standard. So, all right, about face. Congratulations, Corporal. Yeah, fall back in. All right. Let's see. Skits post. All right, Bellface. All right, so this is one that I always slaughter. Special Skits here was a soldier that completed airborne school, which I kind of found funny when I saw him put up for this award, or this technically rope, is the French Fourragère. So in our unit, the way to earn this French cord, French rope, French cord, is to go through three out of 4 of our combat skill badge courses. So that is Air Assault, Ranger School, Airborne, and then our EIB, our Expert Infantry badge. So with that, I found it kind of funny that airborne was one of the last ones that specialist skits needed, which is, you know, a fairly common one. The hardest one to get is that ranger school. It only comes around once a year. EIB is also one of those very rare courses that come around, as it makes you an infantry expert, right? But to qualify for this cord, it's one of those 3 out of 4 of those skill badges, the skill, skill courses, I should say. So a big hoo to him, and you know, a side thing for the specialist here. You know, probably gonna steal my thunder somewhere else, but just the work that he's done so far in PAO, Public Affairs Office, between him, Staff Sergeant Brock, they really put a lot of effort into our PAO, as you know, it's not one that is mentioned very often. Our Public Affairs Office is one of those that is like the flashy side of the unit. They're the ones that are getting out there. They're in charge of our look, you know, our outside image of our unit, from what's posted on our website to what's posted on our Facebook. I know they're working towards getting our YouTube a little bit more active, with more videos than just me streaming, and which this is being streamed, so hi YouTube, but more interactive style videos as well, recruitment videos. So and that's all under Specialist Skits' leadership here. So I just wanted to give him a special call out there, and congratulations on receiving that French cord. Hua. All right, Ballface. And a little plug, PAO is recruiting. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Hua. Fall back in. All right, so today we have actually no combat action badges, as all our pilots have them already, and we have no combat medical badges, as all our medics should have them already or didn't qualify at that point. Don't quote me on that. So I just wanted to clear that up. If I can get Simpkins post, if he's present. Oh, I see him. All right, Ballface. All right, PFC Simpkins here is hereby being promoted to the E4 Mafia Specialist, E4 Bravo. As I mentioned earlier about PAO, Specialist Simpkins here is one of those that has been working towards getting more combat video, working towards the video editing side of our PAO side of our unit. But the big thing with achieving the rank of specialist is it is a requirement for our specialists and higher to be in a DMOS. Serving in a DMOS shows kind of that extra dedication that you're here for the unit. Plus, you're not going to get very many awards if you're not in a DMOS. You know, over a good chunk of, if you look through our awards list on our purse comms, a lot of them are only DMOS related. So it's, if you're not in there yet, you know, stand by, get in one, look at the signups that are on our forums, under I believe it's the DMOS forum, leadership or open positions, and get in there. That's what the PFC Simpkins did, and now we get to call them specialists. So, hua, congratulations.
Whoa.
All right, Ballface. Congrats, specialists.
Thank you, sir.
All right, fall back in. All right, next up, Mullins and Nichols post, if they're present. My TeamSpeak doesn't go down that far. I didn't look. All right, no movement. All right, so these two soldiers are currently private second classes. Officially, this is their first real promotion in our unit. They are hereby being promoted to private first class E3. So it's one of that first stepping stone. The not training promotion. You know, all our soldiers that leave OSET are generally either promoted to private second class or PFC if they are a rock star, and aced kind of the training side of things. It's called honor grad. But these soldiers are hereby being promoted to that first rank outside of training. So as a PFC, if you see him, tell him hua. All right. All right, so this is the large list that I wanted to go through. As I said, 8 soldiers. So Carey, Cruz, Skits, Moose, Tucci, Toplek, Shade, and Mullins post. All right. About face. All right. So these soldiers, we got in here, six out of 8 are in front of you today, are hereby being awarded the Army Achievement Medal, the AAM. So this is a leadership-based medal or an excellence, just doing excellence style award. So I'll go down the list here of their what qualified them as their citation alone. So Carey for outstanding leadership in first squad during the month of September. Carey organized and led Scorpion drill and op during his squad leader's leave. Leading by example, Carey maintained the training and morale of our soldiers, increased the squad's combat effectiveness in combat missions and FTXs. He's consistently shown himself to be a well-trained, capable, and dedicated fire team leader. With one eye on the objective and the other on his men, Specialist Carey has proven to be an exceptional soldier and a valued asset to our unit. So, congratulations. We have Specialist Cruz, who is actually being awarded the Army Achievement with a V device for leading his fire team with outstanding combat leadership during Mission Guardian Angel. Specialist Cruz recovered several wounded soldiers within the squad who had been ambushed west of the Iraqi CP near Marut. When contact was lost with the ambushed unit, Specialist Cruz moved exceptionally that's a big word. I can't use that word. to move quickly to the site, which was still under fire. He established 360-degree security and led his team to move the wounded to cover. Finding that one of the ambush vehicles was damaged or not damaged, he loaded and wounded and quickly returned to the CP for medical treatment, saving the soldiers' lives, who was just seconds away from death. Specialist Cruz's efforts sustained first squad's combat effectiveness at a crucial moment of the mission, and overall contributed to the success of our operation that day. Skits, in the event of 3rd Squad Spartan's fire team leader was unavailable to attend the event, Specialist Skits stepped up and ready to take on command as the acting fire team leader. He has proven that his potential to be a true and future fire team leader. So there's one where the soldier, not in a leadership position, in a combat environment, and really stepped up and took that initiative when a soldier might have TPR'd. So it shows you that ability is there as well. Moose has performed his duties very well in the role as a FTL within 3rd Squad Spartans. This soldier always finds ways to improve his fire team and whole squad. Specialist Moose also always strives for excellence. Tucci has performed outstandingly in the role as an FTL and acting squad leader over the last few months. During an event which the squad leader was unconscious, I'm not sure if that means like he was knocked out or he was actually just sleeping and TPR'd that day. Corporal Tucci stepped up and took command as the squad lead. During Mission Guardian Angel, Corporal Tucci prevented many casualties by destroying an incoming Mi-8 helicopter with the Javelin. I was there for that one. That was pretty actually awesome. We have Corporal Tuplek, serves as the fire team leader, who has served as fire team leader to assist combat leadership within 2nd Squad. Recently, Corporal Tuplek has been promoted from the squad medic to the FTL slot as his excellence and passion to lead was very evident. We have Sergeant Shade. Sergeant Shade has performed his duties to an excellent standard as a platoon radioman, or radio telephone operator. This soldier has gone above and beyond, creating new documentation and procedures for radio communication between platoon, level and aviation leadership while conducting fire missions. So those that don't know or don't use the radio, if you're not a squad leader, it gets very hectic a lot of the times when soldiers are, going off on the radio, calling out targets, calling out positions, trying to contact, and that's one thing Sergeant Shade does very good at, is maintaining that radio chatter, smooth transitions, and communications between our ground elements and our flight 3 cab, and obviously it's vital that that communication is so strong, and that's HUA. And then we got Mullins, who's also being awarded a V device with the Army Achievement for outstanding commitment and dedication to the fire team position as a combat lifesaver. This soldier's actions on 30th of August 2020, when he performed medical treatment of an extremely large amount of servicemen, we call that mass gas. Let's see, members of Scorpions, including other squads. Private Second Class Mullins at the time not only applied medical treatment and saved the lives of many members, including myself, the soldier, I'm assuming squad leader that recommended him, PFC Nichols, Sergeant Brock, Major LaFlash, and Sergeant Drake, but also returned fire, engaging and destroying the enemy, destroying the incoming push from the attacking enemy forces. So this is a large list for an Army achievements. I mean, you can kind of see it's a sporadic around all. I mean, it wasn't all leadership positions, combat leadership positions. A good chunk of fire team leaders that lead from the front, but then also just the dedication of getting things done, taking care of their troops. The Army Achievement Medal is one of those that you take care of your soldiers that are below you or beside you or with you, and it's a shoe-in for this. So congratulations and HUA. Honored. HUA.
Cool.
All right, Bellface. Now my throat's dry after reading this book. Congratulations, HUA.
Thank you, sir.
All right, fall back in. All right. Go ahead, get me Strickland, Drake, and Toplek post. All right. Buffets. All right. So these 3 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Armed Forces Service Medal. So this medal is awarded for 6 months of service within a DMOS. In this case, Strickland, recommended through the NCYC of FIG for serving 6 months in the role in FIG. Toplek for RRO, serving with honor, loyalty, commitment to enlisting new soldiers in the unit. Even though time zones have been difficult, Toplek is one that does not live in the United States or near the EST time zone, much like some of you guys in the unit now. Sergeant Drake, one of them. Lieutenant Lambert, another one. But he is committed to being the first recruiter assigned to applications that fit his time zone, which is good. I mean, having that ability is big. And then we have Sergeant Drake here for 6 months serving in his current role in RRO. RRO, COE, sorry. Serving in COE for the last 6 months, which the amount of work Sergeant Drake has done in that MOS is humongous. We mentioned a little bit about the Steam workshop, but just a lot of back-end website management, upgrades, you name it. Sergeant Drake here has done it for our unit, and that shows extreme dedication. So a big hooah to him, and then also Strickland and Toplek for the 6 months of service that they've been doing inside their DMOS. So hooah, congrats. With that, Drake, I'll have you about face. And then just stand fast if I can get Abel up here post. All right. All right, Buffface. All right, so these 2 soldiers are hereby being awarded the Army Commendation Medal. So this is one step above what we would have as the Army Achievement. Again, one of those large leadership style medals awards, so I'll read the citations. Corporal Abel at the time has shown outstanding achievement as a squad leader over the past few months, serving as 3rd Squad Scorpion squad leader. This soldier has been an excellent squad leader and is very dedicated to his squad and platoon. Throughout Operation Thin Ice, Corporal Abel has shown commitment at the highest level of combat effectiveness, always looking for new ways to improve the weapons squad. He's something fairly new. Those that don't know Sergeant Abel here, he doesn't have that military background. A weapons squad is a lot different than him when he came up as a soldier in our unit, just being an infantry squad, implementing larger caliber weapons, the 240, the Javelin system, the Moss system, and more to come, including like mortars and whatnot. So weapons squad is a very vital team that we need effective. And under Sergeant Abel's leadership, it is that. So congratulations on your Army Commendation Medal. Sergeant Drake, Staff Sergeant Drake, served as the platoon sergeant since taking the position back in June. So we're coming up on, 4 months, 5 months, 4 months? Staff Sergeant currently serves as a platoon sergeant in the top tier of our NCO Corps. As I mentioned, he is our board president of our NCO Corps. He is the senior NCO in our unit. Since First Sergeant Conless retired several months ago, I think back in June or July, we haven't had a top in our unit. And it takes a bit to get there. But that's one thing that Staff Sergeant has taken on is that role. And he does outstanding. He sets the high standards of our NCO Corps and all the enlisted soldiers below. So without that, we wouldn't have the NCO Corps we do. So a big hoot of these soldiers being awarded the Army Commendation Medal. Cool. All right, about face. Let me check. All right. Drake, fall back in. Corporal Abel, about face. Or Sergeant Abel, about faced. All right. So we're winding down, just making sure that I have a bunch of check marks next to everybody's name so I didn't, drop the ball. So those that aren't aware, we award a Soldier of the Quarter that happens every 3 months in our unit. And last month, we had the pleasure of Sergeant Scanar being our Soldier of the Quarter, the second Soldier of the Quarter, or second quarter's Soldier of the Quarter. And this month, with kind of unanimous vote during our command staff meeting, we had Corporal Abel at the time, Sergeant Abel, name mentioned. And then just the list of accomplishments that he's had in the last 3 months was extreme. As I said, it was unanimous of all the command staff. The corporal's name was mentioned, and we're all like, oh yeah, I agree. No, I 100% agree. And so, without further ado, it's my honor to award the Soldier's Medal to Sergeant E. Abel for being selected as our third quarter 2020 third quarter 2020 Soldier of the Quarter. We did do a information piece on him, which will be posted on our website, on our social media as well. But just a little kind of description of his thoughts. He I think was informed a couple days ago of this decision. But it's one of those that we all should strive for. Being selected, it's just one of those that shows the commitment, the dedication to the combatant side, to the DMOS side, as a whole unit, but then also to to the soldiers as well. Time frame, Corporal Abel, Sergeant Abel, sorry, I'll get it right sooner or later. Sergeant Abel is one that does not just come on the weekends. He's here during the week every single day. Potentially, he's spawning and wanting to do more. He participates in a lot of our training as well. That's out of FIG, doing the fun ops. I believe also taking care of Among Us. I think doing some side games as well. It just shows that extreme dedication and what he has provided to our unit since enlisting a short while ago. So I want to say it's been, what, 6 months that the sergeant's been here at most? And it shows that extreme dedication and excellence that he has pushed for. So a big hoo to him. And yeah, congratulations, hoo. All right, about face. Congrats, Sarge.
Thank you, sir.
Fall back in. All right, so that kind of wraps up our promotion and award ceremony. We're running on exactly an hour. That's pretty good for me, I gotta say. I still got technically 5 minutes if I wanted to talk a little bit longer. But as I mentioned in the beginning, those that didn't hear, we have a lot of advanced training schools sign-ups for the month of October. Through the work of our CID, we're constantly working on uniforms as well. So as I said with that, that's a big change coming here in October. COE with the workshop mods guide, as I said, with Staff Sergeant Drake, the R&R server is going to be live today through that process. We went through and, revamped a few things. We have a new squad leader coming into second squad with Sergeant Grigg, so let's wish him luck. And that squad is in great hands. A good transition in between Sergeant Grigg and Sergeant Gregg. And then just really how we continue to move forward in the month of October here. We're continuing to do outstanding in our Operation Thin Ice. We do have the plans of drawing back. So we have some pretty good combat missions coming up here because we got to rock this territory, this AO that we're in currently. So we just got a lot of things going on, and it's going to be a fun fall, that's for sure. So a big hood to our platoon. We're constantly growing. We had record attendance our last patrol mission that we had, to where we all didn't even fit in a Chinook. So I mean, getting attendance up and more soldiers in, that's an important thing for us to grow, of course. But then we want quality, quality over quantity every single day. So that's really all I have. I mean, Lieutenant, go ahead, post.
Oh.
All right. All right. Take charge. Dismiss your troops. Oh.
Thanks, sir. Alrighty. Everyone hear me well? Do I sound okay?
Yes, sir.
Not breaking up or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Congrats to everyone who receives an award or promotion. So keep up the hard work, platoon. If you received an award, a BMO request is not required. As always, that will get all completed together in one big journal by our base maintenance updaters. In terms of combat imaging, this month, lucky you do not need to submit a uniform update request. Okay? They will not be required. The reason for this month, as Major mentioned, we will be updating a new uniform release for each individual MOS. So the entire company will be updated across the entirety of this week.
Hey, Ruben.
Or next week.
Sorry, I was in the middle
So
of
you
talking.
don't need to submit a CID request. As it is Sunday, be sure to muster in at the Operations Center, and then I'll see you guys back here shortly. Mission set brief will begin at 14:45 Eastern, so be ready to go. Whoop.
Oh.
First platoon dismissed.
All right.
Oh, so it's over? Is that it?
Is that it? All right. Well, Ruben, as I see, another viewer also mentioned. So this is a monthly ceremony. We do it on the first Sunday of every month. We are a realism unit based off of Arma 3, so that's the game that we're playing. And we are just one that are we play Army. You know, a lot of us are military veterans, and we love to do that. So it's just one of those things that we make sure that we recognize and award our soldiers that are in our unit. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Appreciate you to come see us again. But then also you can check out our website, which is listed at the top of our viewing screen here. So come check us out, and I'll be back in about, I'd say, 45 minutes. We'll be doing a combat operation. You're more than welcome to join in and view. But appreciate everybody watching, and that concludes our October ceremony. Thanks. All right. Which was pronounced?